plexus we're looking at this morning. I'm going to sit just to begin with on my bolster. If you want to sit, you can sit in cross legs if you'd rather, but we're going to go into our knees in a minute. But you can put your bricks and then a cushion on top and use it like a bolster then effectively if you want to, so that you can kneel. My reason for that is I find, because of the shape of my back being a bit curvy, that if I sit like this, I get much more open space in the front of my body around the solar plexus area, which is between your navel and your sort of ribs. That area is the solar plexus. If I can actually feel it, if I press there, I can feel that tender spot, which is, it's probably something like my pancreas or something, but it's what the chakras would call your solar plexus. So decide how you're sitting just for a minute for the breath practice, then we'll move off whatever you're sitting on or like. So talking of our solar plexus today, just because it's resonating with me at the moment because I'm a bit pressured, it's this area just under your ribs, so very linked to what we did the other day there, that Uddiyana Bandha thing, the flying lock seal bandha, which is where we drew up, as if somebody was drawing up your tummy inwards and then up under your ribs to deflate the diaphragm, deflate your lungs basically. So let's do a breath practice thinking of that this morning again. Thinking of, in the inhale, we're thinking of just expanding the diaphragm, but more on the exhale, think about drawing up through the Uddiyana Bandha, and then also try to use your Ujjayi breath at the same time. So it's a multitask breath. So thinking of that noise in the back of the throat, especially on your exhale. Doesn't need to be too strong, but just thinking of that, letting go through the glottal area of your throat, which again is another seal area. You can feel it, that's why it opens and closes. So when you're ready, just finding your breath, closing your eyes maybe, letting your hands be where they're comfortable. It might be on your thighs, depending how you're sitting, might be in a chin mudra, might be that you go into what I just did there, which is Dhyana mudra, which is putting your hands one on top of the other. Might be that you put them together in, I've forgotten all the mudra names now, so fingertips together, just wherever your hands settle. Find your breath, start to slow it down, start to resonate with the breath, start to work with the breath, start to feel the expansion of your upper chest, maybe first of all you get connected with as you draw in. And then maybe on the next breath you can start to find that bottom area of your ribs where your diaphragm is, and think on the next couple of breaths about moving the whole area of the diaphragm. So front of your ribs, side of your ribs, back of your ribs. At the very bottom there is the diaphragm. So drawing inwards, you'll feel the belly expand as you expand the diaphragm. Just do a couple more thinking of the diaphragm. Then once you feel you've got that, don't worry too much about the exhale at the moment. But once you feel you've got that, we're going to then think about, on the exhale, drawing in through the belly and up under your ribs, tucking it up, as if you were pulling the diaphragm up in the middle. So thinking that way of inhaling, let go of the inhale a little bit, just let it open up the diaphragm for you. And then on the exhale, you're thinking of tucking the belly in back towards your spine and then upwards under your ribs. That's the feeling. You might find your pelvic floor gets involved, but don't worry too much about the pelvic floor in this one. Once you've got that rhythm of the breath, don't put too much effort into it. But what we're doing is thinking of massaging that area at the bottom of the diaphragm there, that centre point of the diaphragm, by drawing it down and drawing it up, by using the inhale to draw it down and expand it, by using the exhale through that feeling of the Uddiyana Bandha, to draw up through and expel the air from your lungs by pushing the diaphragm back into that cavity basically. Just take a few more of those, thinking maybe as well of that soft Ujjayi breath at the same time. So your solar plexus is that area. It's where you're drawing in and up and under at your ribs. It's that area roughly. Now, I find that's really where stress affects me. I'm very attached to that part of my body when I'm under pressure. You may not relate to it particularly. It may be that another part of your energies is where you feel it when you're tired or stressed or excited or any of these feelings, but this is particularly one that I resonate with. So the solar plexus is our third chakra. It's still quite a physical chakra, and it's very linked to personal power. It's called the Warrior Chakra as well sometimes. Its element is fire, so it's a hot feeling sometimes in there, but you don't want to let that fire overcook or burn too much, and you don't want to let it go out. It's a balanced thing in that area. To do with your digestive system and your metabolism as well. So the physical side of it works on the burning of energies going through you. It's also called an energy powerhouse. So as a personal thing, it's about ego in a positive sense, positive ego, but can also be a negative thing when you're a bit too egotistical. Anyway, having thought of that, I'm going to let go of the breath in a second. So take a couple of breaths more, just slowly winding down through that diaphragmatic breathing. And we're going to move now down onto our knees and hands into not know that now, brain's going into all fours. And if we do at this point, the solar plexus chakra is the colour of it is yellow, so it's linked to the sun as well, this fire energy. So if you can think of yellow while we're moving, then try to, but if not, just breathe as we move. So we're going to first of all sink back onto our heels, come into extended child's pose. Head can go downwards, but it doesn't need to touch the floor because we're going to take our side stretches in a second. Just have a couple of breaths here in extended child's pose. So the belly is quite contained here, getting a little bit of pressure on it maybe from your thighs though. But we're expanding the back of that area around the solar plexus and the diaphragm here. Breathing in through the back of your body. Remember 65% of your lungs that are in the back of your body. And then walk over to the right when you're ready. And if your head gets too heavy, just rest it on your arm. That's quite a nice way to take the weight of it. And otherwise, let it settle down towards the floor. If it doesn't quite reach it, watch you're not overextending through your neck. So just be gentle because we haven't warmed up. Watch that back hip isn't coming up with you. Try and let it settle back down towards your heels. Try and soften through your armpits here and just breathe a couple more breaths and then we'll walk over to the other side. So walking now over to the left, same thing, just take a few breaths here. Maybe allowing the exhale to let your belly soften a little bit more towards your thighs and take that pressure onto it. But just watch you not taking your hips up at the same time. Try and keep the hips back. This is a lower back extension, so just watch as well that you're not overdoing it. If you are, you can lift your head a little bit and bring your arms in a little bit more always in this position. We'll take it again in a minute, so just so you know. Walking back to centre, coming back onto all fours. Raising up, feeling the pressure now through your knees and your hands, and then we're taking cat-cow, so inhaling in neutral. Exhaling, tipping at the tailbone, but think of that solar plexus area. Really draw up, draw it back towards the back of your body as you lift into cat. And then inhaling, rolling through from the tailbone. Think of moving that area just at the bottom of your ribs there in the front of your body, just moving it forward and expanding it a little bit, opening up that front body. Try not to dump the belly though at the same time. Take another one of those. Exhaling into cat, inhaling into cow when you're ready in your own time. And then sinking back into child's pose, extended again. We'll go to the left this time when you're ready and have a nice expansion through your right hand side there. Breathing into that side of the body if you can, into the right side of your body. Couple of breaths here, feel the ribs moving, feel bits of you opening that probably are not ready to open, so just take it gently. Walking back over to centre and coming over to your right hand side now, so we're opening up the left side of the body. Again, just watch the hips aren't raising. Let them settle, let the legs settle, let the belly settle onto them. You get a nice stretch then through your side body. Coming back to centre, take a couple of dynamic cat-cows or just normal cat-cows, whichever you'd rather now. So just go with the flow, try and use the breath just to move you. And if you want to do the dynamic one, remember we're just sinking back a little bit, not fully into child's pose, just almost hips to heels, not quite there. You keep your hips up a little bit more and then roll through. And then in the last one, just sink back into child's pose and pop your head onto your arms this time. Bring your arms under your head and just let your body sink a little bit more onto those thighs. Take the weight of the body on the thighs as much as you can, using your breath to let the back release a little bit more so that that feeling of the pressure on the front of your belly gets a little bit stronger. And then coming back up to all fours, we're going to take thread the needle now. When you're ready, I'm going to go left hands first. So moving into my right hand, I'm taking the left arm up and opening up just gently. Be careful of this. You haven't gone and warmed up again. So just be careful. Taking yourself down to your shoulder and resting there on the side of your head. If that's too much for you, just come back up and do a couple of twists. If you want to stay here, the choice is to stay or to move. If you stay, you can stay on the side and move your hand forward and extend it if you want. But just watch that your hips haven't moved off to that side. Bring them back to centre. Take a couple of breaths. If you're moving and coming up and down, you might then want to just rest in child's pose in between sides. So a bit of choice this morning, depending on how you're feeling. Empowering your inner warrior. You're the one that's doing this class, not me. I'm just suggesting things. And then when you're ready, coming back to all fours, I'm going to take it on the other side now. So again, choice is to move and keep going up and down and to settle into child's pose when you want to, or to come down onto that side and just rest here and thread the needle. Extending the arm, it's quite nice as well, gives you a better side stretch. Letting the body breathe a little bit. And then everybody, even if you're in child's pose, coming back up to all fours. We're going to walk forward now and come into I've forgotten the ones. What is going wrong with my head this morning? Into melting heart, puppy pose. Elbows down then, sorry. Everybody pop their elbows down. Don't worry, I'm not having a stroke. I'm just a bit overtaxed. And then head comes to the floor, or it can come onto your folded arms here again. But you're a little bit more extended here in the body. So you're letting your heart just slowly, gently move down towards the floor. Legs are still the same, your hips are over your knees. So if you're feeling this too strong by coming right down, then stay up on your hands and just allow your body to fall forward a little bit so that you get a bit of a back bend feeling. And that front body is getting a nice stretch out through the solar plexus area again. Again, don't let the tummy go too much. Keep that engagement through your lower abdominal muscles. And then walking the hands back in on your elbows is the easiest way to come back in. Come back up to all fours. And then walk your legs back and come down onto your belly carefully, elbows to your side. And then we're going to come up to Sphinx for a second. So finding Sphinx, again going onto your elbows. Elbows are under shoulders here. Hands are going forward. Legs are going backwards. They can be a little bit wider. We're not staying here for long. So remember, in these next three poses, you can widen your legs and it will take the strain off your lower back if you want to. So here, thinking in Sphinx, first of all, of that pelvic connection to the floor. So draw your pelvis down by slightly squeezing your glutes. Don't need to over squeeze the glutes in these because it strains your back. But squeeze the glutes a little to press forward through your hip flexors. And then draw the belly up a little bit and tuck it a little bit more under your ribs if you can. And then find your breath. Take a couple of breaths in Sphinx. Eyes closed. Connecting the chin backwards, slightly dipping it, just so there's not too much strain in your neck, in the back of your neck. And then lowering to the floor, we're going to come up to Cobra and do the same thing and hold. So in baby Cobra, fingertips in line with shoulders, elbows tucked in. Inhale as you roll up. Legs and pelvis are in the same connected position. Coming up to wherever you're comfortable in Cobra, we're taking 3 breaths here. Think of the colour yellow. Think of a bright sunflower or the sun or a daffodil or something that comes to mind, something really yellow. Think of yellow. I think it's Caroline's favourite colour actually, if I remember rightly. And then lowering back down. And then coming up slightly and taking your hands forwards ready for seal. So they're the width of the mat. They're kind of turning out like seal's flippers a little bit, your fingers. Fingers are together for strength. Pressing gently into them, rolling up through the front of the body, keeping that connection through the pelvis, opening the legs a little wider. Remember, if you're feeling this strong on the back of your lower back. Drawing in the tummy again, drawing up through the solar plexus area with that Uddiyana Bandha pull feeling. And then finding your breath. You're looking ahead here rather than ahead of yourself, probably about 1.5 feet ahead of the mat, depending on where the mat is. And maybe focusing on that point on the floor rather than having your eyes closed. Arms are extended, elbows are open fully, but not locked completely. It's a bit like your knees when we do things. We don't lock joints. Just using your hands maybe to press a little bit higher in this one. And open up a little bit more through that solar plexus area in the front of the body. And then lowering back carefully down to the floor. Head to the floor, take your arms, sweep them round by your sides. Just allow your shoulders to open up. You'll have to use your chin then, maybe your head on the floor. That's uncomfortable. Take your hands under your head again. Just have a rest. Open up. By rolling your hips open, so let the feet tuck in and under, if that makes sense. So you feel the back of your hips open and spread across your lower back that way, as if you were turning your knees in. Just take a couple of breaths there to let the lower back release. And then we're going to carefully bring ourselves back up. I'm going to come to kneeling. So kneeling here, you can either stay down or come up with me as we move here when we're kneeling. I'm going to do it this way, facing you guys. Okay, so we're going to take the arms up, stay kneeling at this point, don't raise up. And then we're going to take them both and take them, the left arm behind you, the right arm across your thighs, and just come into a twist, moving both arms down the way. So rather than just one arm that we're taking down, coming back to centre on the inhale, taking that to the other side. Both arms are moving with you. The front arm, if it makes sense, goes behind you. Just a little bit of stretch through the shoulder then. Take another couple. So inhale up, exhale down. Take the head with you if you can. A little bit of a twist feeling just. And then we're going to bring yourself back to centre. Take the arms down on the exhale. As you inhale, come up if you want to come up onto your knees. Inhale up, reach up and extension. Exhale down. Inhale up, and this time find your back bend. So inhale up, take the arms a little bit further back, but keep the hips over your knees. So don't let the hips move forward. The bend is coming from further up your spine than the bottom half of you. So a bit like if we were doing camel. Okay, one more extension and back bend, and then come down. We're going to take the twist this time. So I'm going to go to the right. So we're going to take the arms above the head as we inhale. As you exhale, drop your right hand behind you, and come into that T shape. Inhale back up, exhale, come down. Take another one of those to the left. Take it nice and slowly on the breath this morning. Take it really slowly. Take one more on each side. So the hips stay stacked here. It's not the belly that moves forward when you're doing this sort of shape like camel. We haven't done camel for a while actually, have we? This time we're coming up and we're just going to round forward into your back bend first of all, sorry, in the inhale. Round forward then and cat back. And allow your hips to come back down to your heels and bring yourself down and roll forward just the way you're comfortable. So rolling over your knees again. Hands are beside your knees here as support. And lift up through your back of your body in the next inhale. Really reach up through the back of the body and let the head tumble forward a little bit. And then carefully look along the floor as you do in forward fold, and then come back up. And then we're going to take a roll up when you're ready. Anybody that wants a break in between, please do so, but otherwise come onto your toes, tuck your toes, come into a deep squat. Bring your heels gently to the floor. Keep your knees really bent. So the back of the legs won't open too much yet. And then either sweep up or roll up. I'm going to roll up because it takes a little bit more energy, but it also allows the body to open up slowly. It's not quite ready to open. Stretch out into Tadasana and let the arms come down to the side. Okay, so thinking of the solar plexus and the Manipura chakra. Manipura means lustrous gem, hence the yellow glowing feeling and the fire. Thinking of that, and it's the warrior power it's supposed to give us. It's the energy we use going into battle is the thought. So not that I'm going into battle today, but we're going to take Dancing Warrior with that thought in mind. We will, at the end of it, come into Warrior 3. If you want to have your bricks ready, then have them at the right end of the mat to start with. We'll go that way. So stepping your legs wide and turning your feet ready for Warrior 2. So turning the front foot faces the end of the mat, the back foot comes in a little bit, the toes, the heel turns out a little bit. You want to use that back edge, remember, of the back foot. Front knee is over the ankle. So if that feels wrong, move the front foot until you feel that you're as low as you're comfortable and you're still using that back edge, but this knee is over the heel. Also watch this knee is not rolling in, so just gently move it out with your hand to make sure it feels it's coming straight out from the side of your body. Okay, Warrior 2. So we're going to sweep the arms up. Remember, your body should feel stacked over both legs. Turn the hands upwards, the palms upwards. Turn them down and look towards the front fingers. Breathe in, lift that front arm up, reach the back arm behind you. Legs stay the same, nice and strong. Lift up as you exhale. Front arm comes down to your knee. Top arm can stay down if you want, if you don't want to use that shoulder. Otherwise, stretching out there. Inhaling again, we come up. Reach up. Open up through that solar plexus area, particularly on the right hand side. Exhaling, other side. Keeping that top shoulder stacked, remember. Take one more on this side. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And then back up to Warrior Two stance. Rotate that, take your hands down first of all. Rotate the back foot so that you come onto the ball of that back foot. Just step forward, grab your bricks if you can now. And then you might need to move slightly forward with that front foot. And step forward and come into Warrior Three. So then you need to maybe move your bricks. You want a full body length there with your bricks and your wrists and your shoulders stacked. So the back foot can stay on the floor if you're more comfortable. Otherwise, lifting it up, flexing that foot, pushing through the heel, making sure both hips are square to the floor, because we tend to sometimes roll in this one. Lifting through the belly, tucking up the Uddiyana Bandha, reaching through your crown, reaching through your foot at the back, and then taking that foot gently back down to the floor, and standing up, holding your bricks so we can take them to the other side. And then round. And let's take our warrior to the other side. So remember, you can move the bricks around once you're in position. Okay, so legs wide stance, first of all. Turn the front foot is now your left foot in my case. Back foot, turn it with the heel slightly out the way. Find that long edge at the back. Bend the front knee. Gently move that knee so it's definitely over your ankle. Rotate the body so that it's definitely over both legs. Find your hands into position. Turn the palms up. Turn the palms down. Look towards the front hand. When you're ready, inhale, sweep the front arm up. Look up towards it. Really extend through that side body. Exhale, rotating the head slightly, either using the top arm or not, but keeping that top shoulder stacked. Inhaling back up, using the feet, balanced feet, remember. Balance is really important for your Manipura chakra. If you're too strong in that area, then it brings aggression and anger into you. It's like the heat of the sun again. It's the same principle. Take one more in each movement. And if you're not, you become anxious and needy and unsure of yourself. So balance in all these energy centers, really important. Okay, so then we're turning that back foot onto the ball of the foot, grabbing your bricks, stepping forward onto the front leg, drawing the foot on the floor if you need to, rather than lifting it straight away. Everybody try to lift it if you can, once you're in position. So your bricks have moved forward now. You've got a long front body, long left leg, hips are flat, square to the floor, foot is flexed on the back leg that's lifted, pressing through that heel and through the plantar fascia area of your foot. Reaching through the crown, drawing up through the tummy and the Uddiyana Bandha. Breathing. And then gently taking that leg down to place it carefully beside the other one. Leave your bricks where they are. Taking a bit of a roll up or a sweep then to open up back into Tadasana and have a bit of a stretch out through there. And then we're going to roll down and finish on the floor. Take a roll down, back down to the floor. Well done for your warrior this morning. Coming down onto the floor and down onto your back when you're ready. We'll just finish in a couple of one easy twist to both sides. So find yourself comfortably on your back. If you have to roll around a little bit, you might feel your back's a little bit tense, so you might want to bring your knees in first of all and have a little bit of a rock before we do the next pose. And then all we're going to do is take your right leg into half Apanasana. Hold on to the outside of that leg with the opposite arm. Your right arm is on the floor and it can be support here. And you breathe in, draw in up through the Uddiyana Bandha and just gently roll over onto your left hip. So you're taking that knee across your body and over to the other side. Now, it might not come to the point that you can get right over without taking your shoulder right up off the floor. you can either do that and allow your shoulder to come up, whichever you'd rather, or you can hold your leg a little bit underneath with the left hand. Grab a brick if you've got one handy. But if you want to have support for that leg, if it feels too heavy, allow your body to roll right over and let the shoulder come with you, the back shoulder. And then just keep that openness though across the back shoulder by allowing the hand to face upward on the back shoulder. And just take a few breaths here. So kind of closing down that area of fire in the twist. Taking a little bit of the oxygen away so the fire doesn't burn too strongly. Keeping a balance in everything is really important. But this Manipura chakra is all about giving yourself compassion as well. It's about self-esteem, it's about confidence. It's really all about you and who you are. When things get a bit stressful or things are happening in your life that take away the focus from you focusing on yourself, that can play it up. Okay, so then drawing that knee back inwards towards your belly, then using your inhale to lift back up and come back to allow that leg to stretch out. Have a side body stretch on that side. And then taking that twist to the other side when you're ready. Same thing, you can let the shoulder come as much with you as you want to, but make sure your leg feels supported here. And twisting to the other side, try not to roll so your shoulders are stacked. Try to let that back shoulder still feel the gravity on it so that it does open up when it gets there. And those of you that are finding this easy, you can put your opposite arm on top of the folded thigh on the outside of it and just give it a bit of extra weight so you'll feel the expansion through your hip then, through your hip joint. A nice hip opener, this one. So yeah, going back to the solar plexus. It's also very close to your heart chakra. And your heart chakra is about compassion for others. So the two are very much about compassion. Learning to love yourself is not a very easy thing us humans find that we can do. But it is about just giving yourself a bit of space, allowing yourself the fact that we're human, that we have feelings, but also having the confidence that you are human and you can do so much. And finding that balance in your ego. And then you'll move on to the Anahata chakra and the understanding of others. So inhaling, we're going to move now back over onto our backs, allowing the legs to come down, allowing yourself to have a nice big side stretch there to finish. Maybe a full body stretch if you feel like it. Maybe you feel like just rocking your hips around a little bit to release off, shaking of the fingers, whatever you feel you need to do. You can stay in Shavasana if you've got time and you want to release. You can take a little bit more of a stretch out, cool down type thing if you've got time. But if you're coming with me, take your time, roll over onto your side. Take your time coming up to seated. I'm going to finish in Sukhasana. And a couple of mantras for this solar plexus chakra to finish with if you want to repeat after me. We'll pop our hands, maybe pop our hands to our solar plexus today rather than in prayer hands. So thinking of this, maybe closing your eyes, and if you'd like to repeat after me, I am strong. I am confident. I have purpose. I am strong, I am confident, I have purpose. Thank you everybody for coming this morning and hope you've enjoyed a little extra today on your Manipura chakra. And I hope we've balanced it for you and you enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.